here if anyone needs help. If anyone, I know I just saw kind of quickly that Nancy's best friend was just diagnosed with breast cancer a year ago. If she likes to talk, if she'd like to chat, please. I absolutely, one of the biggest things too, everyone has said it. And before I had cancer, I always just thought it was kind of cliche, but it's no one fights alone. It means something so different now than it did. So for me, that's something that I'm really serious about, just because I think about all the people who fought and didn't win, or they just couldn't, or the people that weren't even given the option to fight. They just that was it. So I feel like I have I don't know the right word, I just want to do what I can for everyone that doesn't have a voice anymore.
That's amazing. I'm so glad you're using your voice, Branwen.
Thank you.
And you used it in this book right here.
Yay!
Perspectives on Cancer Patients. No. Stories of Healing, Hope, and Resilience. I was starting to say the first volume name. Okay. Thank you, Branwen. I really appreciate you being here. Everybody, absolutely. We are here at the book launch party of Perspectives on Cancer. Stories of Healing, Hope, and Resilience. And I feel like maybe we need a little music. Do we need a little music? Do we do a little dance? Do you have to go, Ashik? Okay. Thank you, Ashik. Love you. Thank you. Nancy's doing the Tim dance. Do you guys know the Tim dance? The Tim dance goes like this. Nancy's in the green room. I'm going to bring her on soon. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I'm starting to... Yes. Okay. Our next guest is going to be the one and only Syed. You're here.
Hey.
Welcome, Syed. I am so glad you are here.
I got the... Wait a minute. Hold on. Pause. There it goes. It's still there. What's going on?
Just a little book launch party. You wrote a story in the book, a chapter in the book. So tell everybody first, Cyan, what is your connection to cancer?
So my connection to cancer is that in 2020 at this point. See, this is what happens when your brain is fried. So I had a aunt her name was Deborah Baker. She was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Me and my mother were both her caregivers, and we both did literally everything you can think of for her. With my experience in medicine, I tried to make everything easier for her, as well as like when to take her medication, when she got drinks of water, just making sure that she know that she was surrounded by love and that she was 100% cared for.
Yes. Thank you for sharing all of that. So Cyan, can you give us a tease into your chapter? A little glimpse into your chapter, a little tease.
Okay. I can give you the funny section of it, because when I let my officially as of now, when I let my fiance read it, he thought it was silly. When she first found out that she was diagnosed, she was very upset. Hi. She was very upset and she was crying. And then I told her that I was like, you know what? Not gonna let this stop us. We will beat this. So in the meantime, what do you want for your victory dinner? Do you want collard greens? Do you want cornbread? Do you want mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese? Like, you name it, we gonna cook it, and that's what's gonna happen. And she started to giggle, because that was one of the things that I used to uplift her, and one of the things that she loved about me. even during the moments where she was like she wanted to be alone, I would mess with her. I would try to crawl in the bed with her. Yeah, my mom would stop that because she said I'm a little too big to be in that small bed, and I was like, I can fit. There's an inch. There's like an inch. But I always tried to make her laugh and make her understand that we're here for her and that overall family was everything and that she was loved more than she ever knew. I would occasionally tell her, I love you, Mom, so that she knows that that I was here. At least that's the small part of the book, but you have to read the chapter to find out everything else.
That's right. You have to read the chapter, and you can read the chapter by going to perspectivesoncancer.com and finding the book there and buying it, hopefully. And Cyan, what was the experience like for you writing the chapter?
So this would be the part where Tim would hand me the puffs. So I'm gonna just go ahead and wrong direction. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the puffs. I'm not gonna, you. Yeah, I got. Thank you, Rumi. I got it. For me, it was very tough because I haven't. When I try to express myself on paper, I put all of me on paper. And then when it comes to edit, it's a little harder. But the most thing is the fact that I can still remember it like it was yesterday. And I can still feel like she's with me. And I feel like the whole time that I was writing it, that she knew that this was part of my healing process as well. But it did take an emotional toll on me because I had to take a week off from work in order to be able to write it.
Wow. That's commitment.
I didn't see my office for a whole week. And if I was in there, I was bawling my eyes out through every paragraph that I could think of from beginning to end, especially the part where it was when I was talking about me finishing work and getting the phone call. That was the hardest part because I kicked myself because I'm like, I shouldn't have went to work. I should have been there for her.
Right.
But I was like, she taught us hard work. Her kids and my mom, they taught us like, you got to pay the bills. You got to do what you got to do. People will be here when you get back. And it is that part was a very hard section for me.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for writing it, Cyan.
No problem. I hope that anybody that reads it, that they understand that when it comes down to being a caregiver, there's a lot of heaviness that comes with it. And it's not something that is taken lightly because a lot of times we lean onto the cancer patients and we forget about ourselves in the vicinity. I didn't care about my life. I literally quit school to make sure that she was okay. My mom hated, she didn't like that I quit school, but I was like, I want her to know that I'm 100% in.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So,
well, that is dedication on your part as a caregiver and as an author. So you win the Screaming Goat Award. I don't know what that means, but you deserve it. So there you go.
Oh, Tim, are you ready for your present now?
Present?
Yes.
There's a present?
Yes.
Okay.
Pause for the cause.
Okay.
Dramatic effect.
Okay. Everybody, we're waiting. Drum roll. Everybody, drum roll.
You
And you're
sure?
back. Oh my god, I love it. Look, it's goats. It's so
It's a
cool.
goat. It's a goat coffee cup, and it's being shipped tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so
I'll-
much.
Just make sure when you get it, you look on the inside. I will not
Okay.
expose that, but make sure you look on the inside.
Okay. Thank you,
But
Cyan. That's so generous of you. And in a few minutes, one of our guests who are coming on, who's a viewer of the show and has impacted me in other ways, we went on a journey together that led to this screaming goat, which led to the goat that's on my hat, which probably led to Cyan giving me a mug. So yes, we'll talk about the goat story more in a little while.
Goats
And thank you,
galore.
Cyan.
No problem.
Oh my gosh. Everybody, I have no words. Like tonight has just been so incredible and it's not over yet. So thank you all who are sticking through this, or if you're not sticking through it, or if you will, or you have all the verb tenses. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, our next guest is somebody that is a viewer that she says she bought the book. And I'm just excited to meet her and hear her story. Hi, Crystal. Yes.
My mouse didn't want to cooperate with me. Sorry.
That's okay. Hi, Crystal. Welcome.
Thank you. I actually have bought the book for my mom and her husband, who was very recently diagnosed with stage 2 pancreatic. And it's doubly hard for us because that is actually how we lost her mom, Grandma Carol, when I was, I believe, about 8 or 9. I was really little, but so it's just kind of like double whammy on that one. Now I know medicine has progressed in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm 100 years old. Well, I'm only 40, but still, I mean, in the time it has progressed and there is hope, but it's still really hard. And I have to say, Cyan, your chapter alone, it's like written for my mom. So thank you so much for pouring your heart and soul into that. I truly appreciate that because your chapter alone, you know, will give her hope and make her see that she's not alone, that they do understand. You know, I live in Missouri, and she lives in South Florida. So it's really hard. I do everything I can to be supportive, you know, but I'm here and she's there. So it's like buying this book for them, you know, sending them research that I find, you know, and just being there, you know, as much as I can, you know, without physically being there. So I wanted to let you guys know that I really appreciate you guys putting this collaboration together and, you know, spreading hope for everybody, you know, but especially just for my family alone. You know, this book is just a beacon of hope for me and my mom and her husband. So I just really wanted to show you guys the appreciation for that. You know, as a domestic violence advocate and speaker, you know, I understand pouring your heart and soul into a book that, you know, is painful, telling the story, even if you are a victor and a survivor, you know, that you beat it. It's still hard to, you know, go through that and then share the story. So I truly do appreciate each and every one of you and thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've done. So
Thank
that's
you, Crystal.
that's
Thank
why I
you for-
wanted to jump in, honestly, and
Yeah.
you know, just give you my like undying love and support for what you've done.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me and all of us here and the authors that are not here also. I'll speak for them also. Cyan, is there anything you want to say in response to that?
I'm glad that the book could help you, and especially that chapter. And I want to send your mom all the support she needs from our community. It's, again, like I said, it's not easy on that end, but just know that there is a brighter side to it. Make sure that you have hope, and most importantly, continue to pray for not only yourself, but your mom. And I just want to thank you, because I've never heard that before, that I inspired someone in that way. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean, you're an inspiration because you were there for your friend when, it could have cost you your job. It didn't matter to you. You stood there and you helped her through the darkest times and then celebrated. I was giggling at the collard greens because I am from the South. So the meal, I was giggling about it, in appreciation. But, just the fact that you bring the knowledge that, what you're, as a cancer patient and everything, you guys go through so much with the treatments and how crappy you feel and everything. But the fact that you're acknowledging the support as well and how hard it is, big hearts, big hearts and big hugs. Thank you so much. And I'm noticing in the chat, like, all of the support and everything. Shannon, please send me a connection request. I'm actually planning on visiting come May, so we'll definitely have coffee and I'll introduce you to my mom.
Is there anybody else that wants to say anything to Crystal?
I just want to say thank you so much for sharing. I think it's really brave of you to come on here and share your experience and what you're going through and what your mom's going through. Thank you so much for purchasing the book for them. I'm glad to be an author, and this book truly helping people. I think it's absolutely amazing, and I can't wait to read Cyanne's chapter. Now I'm kind of hungry a little bit after hearing about all that yummy food. But yeah, I mean, just being able to share these experiences, I think, even though we're all different and have different cancer diagnoses, whether we're supporters or patients or survivors, I think one thing that I have written down throughout this live is that we all, no matter what kind of cancer we've had, no matter what aspect of cancer we've been around, we all say that it's hard and that there's things people don't understand about it. But sharing has helped. Knowing that you're not alone in what you are going through and knowing that there's a community out there helps. So I think it's so amazing to be able to be a part of something that I know we're helping people out there. I think we need a lot more people to listen to cancer patients and survivors and caregivers and loved ones of people who have had cancer, and doctors and nurses and oncology nurses. And I think it's so amazing that we're being able to raise this gray area of cancer, as I like to say, up and shout from the rooftops that, it is mental, physical, and emotional distress. Cancer is not black and white. Everyone's journey is different, but everyone's journey is the same as well, because we all need love, we all need support, we all need hope, we all have faith, and we're all going to push through as best as we can. And I think that this community is just absolutely amazing. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And I can't wait to get my book in the mail and read everybody's chapter, because I'm excited.
We are all excited. Shannon, is there anything you want to say to Crystal before we move on to a few more people, which I'm so excited to bring on?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short. I know I'm always
Really?
Yes, I promise. Crystal, I want to tell you that I know, as someone who has watched my family members have cancer, I've had cancer myself. I've seen both sides. I want to tell you, your mom, you're not helpless, first of all. You're not helpless. The fact that you're there for your mom while she is there for your family members is you giving support to a caregiver who needs support. That is so powerful. I also want you to know that the love that you give to us as survivors, everyone in our families, you are the reason why we fight. You are our strength. You are a source of hope. You are the reason why we keep pushing and we keep going. You are more powerful than you know. Cyan, that goes to you too. You know I said that to you for the first time we met. I am telling you because I have experienced both emotions and both positions. And being a loved one, seeing your family member have cancer is the hardest part that I've been through, and I've been through both sides. Because as survivors and patients, we kind of have power in some sense because we're fighting and we can do the treatments and we can do something, we can fight the cancer. But there's so much worry and so many mixed emotions and helplessness that comes with seeing a loved one fight. And I just want you to know, Crystal, I know I said it in the private chat, I am in Miami. I don't think that's a coincidence. I am here for you, whatever you need. I know really great doctors down here. I know the great hospitals and cancer centers. I will connect you with whatever and whoever I can connect you with. That is why we all do what we do and why we are the Showing Up family, because we show up and we show out. And we are fighting together. And you have some strong ass people here by your side. You are not alone. You found us for a reason. And we are all surrounding you. Not just tonight, but from now on. And I think I speak for us all, right? So can we all go off mute so we can all cheer and say, heck yeah.
Viva Revolution!
Amen.
I did just send my mom the message from you about the offer of support, and she says thank you so much. That's awesome. That she really appreciates it. She lives in Tamarack.
I'm right here. I'm right on county line.
Yeah,
I'm right there.
Yeah, you're an hour at most.
Not
So
even.
thank you so much. Tim and I are connections on LinkedIn. He can put you together with me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do have to run because I have a meeting with Breaking the Silence Against Domestic Violence in like 2 minutes for trying to get us some fundraising, because like I said, I am a speaker and activist when it comes to that field. So just keep up the good work, and the family, you guys, I'm feeling so much support and love for me and my family. Thank you so much. I just wanted to give you guys support, and then wow, just Tim knows me well enough to know I don't get speechless, and you guys, you did it.
Well, thank you, Crystal, and tell people how can they connect with you if you want people to connect with you.
I am on LinkedIn. I will put in the private chat and in the LinkedIn chat my name and everything. But yeah, I'm already in the book launch chat in a couple of different places saying hi and everything. So but yes, please feel free to connect. I'm all about making connections and collaboration. Everybody deserves a voice, whether it is for cancer, whether it's for domestic violence, just mental health. It doesn't matter. We all deserve to be heard. And I love your dog. It is like a mini version of mine. So
let us know in the chat. Do you have a dog or a cat? One of the people who are going to come
all
on.
of them.
Yeah, so
I have.
we want to know about
That's one dog.
Yes.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
Well, thank you, Crystal.
So much.
Thank you so much for sharing. And everybody, we are here at the book launch party for Perspectives on Cancer, Stories of Healing, Hope, and Resilience. And two of the people who I find very, very, very inspiring in my life, who are wonderful friends, and so much more. And one of these people, the story of the screaming goat, it has to do with this guy that I saw in Princeton, New Jersey a few years ago. So I'm going to bring on the one and only Brian Shulman and Nancy Barrows.
Hello,
Hi, guys.
hello.
It's the screaming goat.
My screaming goat's in the other room. By the way, I love meeting all of Amanda's family. I've seen her son jump in. The dog's there.
Yeah. So Nancy, let's start with Nancy. Nancy, what is your connection to cancer?
Well, if you would have asked me a year ago, it would have been very different. I would have been able to say that I am one of the lucky ones who does not have a direct connection to cancer. But in the last year, it's almost exactly a year ago, my best friend, who's like a sister to me, was diagnosed with a very aggressive form of breast cancer. And I entered into the cancer world thinking I was prepared, thinking I knew from what I'd talked to other people about, and learning how to support her the best ways that I can. And it's heartbreaking to see her go through it. It's heartbreaking, her children, her doubting herself is what she's giving as a mom because she's sick. Her parents, the fear, the pain, all of her side effects that she's been experiencing. Her cancer was so aggressive that they didn't start with a mastectomy. They actually sent her straight for chemo because the doctor basically said to her, you have a bunch of cancer cells running around your body looking for some place to make home. So we've got to do chemo first. And when it came to her mastectomy, they were trying to coordinate the reconstruction surgery with her mastectomy. And the soonest appointment that both of them could do was about 4 weeks out. And her oncologist said, I'm sorry, but you need to do your surgery this week. So she's gone through that. She's gone through losing her hair, not recognizing herself when she looks in the mirror. She's really struggling with that. And she knows that, she's got amazing support and she's really lucky and the treatment's working, but still looking at that. And, we had the conversation, and I'm excited to talk to Bronwyn because in talking about it, I just said to her, I said, you've lost everything that makes you feel feminine. Her hair is gone. Her breasts are gone. Her fingernails and toenails from her chemo turned black and fell off. And she's incredibly inspiring. And I'm grateful. When she first was diagnosed, we made a pact that all of because we can say it now because Shannon said shitty and Amanda said asshole, all of the shitty stuff that you don't want to say to your parents or your kids or your husband that you're thinking, but you need to say and talk about. I'm here. Like that's, I sent her, and I don't know if you have it with you, Tim, but I sent her a fuck button. And so you hit it and it says like basically fuck you 10 different ways. And I figured everyone's sending her cozy blankets and socks and, pink ribbon stuff and pink stuff. And I thought, what she needs? She needs a fuck it button because this shitty and sucks. And let's face it, let's be real about it. Shannon will find you one. I got it on Amazon, but it's hard. Also, she's said recently, like her hair is growing back a little bit because her chemo changed, and two of the Red Devil, and I can't remember the other one, were dropped out of her chemo. And so her hair started to grow back, and everybody's so excited that it's growing back. And she's like, but it's still this reminder, right? For her, when she looks in the mirror, she knows she should be excited about it and happy about it. And I just keep telling her there's no should. So it's been a really interesting growing year to support her. A couple of weekends ago was the first time. She was about 2.5 hours from me. So a couple weekends ago was the first time that I went where she wasn't needing care, where she wasn't post surgery. Thank you. She wasn't post surgery. It wasn't a Friday treatment weekend where I came in. We actually got to play and go to a hockey game and, drink and be the women we've always been with one another. Not that we hadn't been all along, because we've always been friends who show up for each other no matter what. But it was really nice, I think, for both of us, for things to feel a little normal again.
Thank you for sharing all of that, friend. And I'm curious, for somebody who wants to support a friend that's going through cancer, what is one thing that you've learned supporting her during this time?
I really ask what she needs. If there's anything I can do, or, it just really following her lead and giving her space for anything, and just honestly reminding her who she is, and that while cancer has taken so much from her, it can't take her heart, although it sounds terrible, but she's having heart issues from her chemo. Every time she has treatment, she has to have, an echocardiogram to make sure her heart is strong enough, but it can't take away her soul, her heart, who she is. It doesn't matter. That's always going to be there. And reminding her that it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. People look to cancer survivors and patients to be these beacons of hope all the time. And you've written stories that are very hopeful, but you've also been very honest about the fact that it's ugly, snotty, and unsexy. And you don't always want to be the poster child for like the positivity and the hope and the like, everything's good. And today's, like, it doesn't matter. I've got cancer, but I'm going to kick cancer's ass. Some days it's the other way around, and you kick and scream and you cry. And so giving her space for all of that, has been what I find she asked for the most. She also feels a little, and I don't know about other people, she feels a little guilty that people are getting things for her because she has so many things, and then she feels like she has to write a thank you note, and it's just, that's money she rather people donate to cancer research, or to someone who maybe doesn't have the insurance that she has. She's also brought my attention to some really amazing organizations that do things for free for cancer patients. So the shirts that she had drains after her surgery. And if you don't know what those are, they're tubes that come out to these bulbs that literally suck fluid out of your chest so that you don't end up as swollen as you could possibly be with any adhesions. It helps healing, but they hang down. And as we joke, they're her testicles, because they're on these long tubes and they hang down by almost by her crotch. And so there's an organization that makes these shirts that have pouches. They sew pockets to the inside of shirts so that they have a place to put the drains. She has another one. There's another organization. I wish I could remember these now. I'm going to put them in the comments after I talk to her, but that sends beauty products for free. Like just care packages and beauty. Like there's just a bunch of people out there doing some really, really amazing stuff, and things that I didn't know about before. And now I feel, God forbid, if it happens again, I feel like I know things that I can share with someone that they don't have to discover on their own, that will help them in their journey and support them in their journey.
Thank you, Nancy Barrows. And also Nancy Barrows was the keynote speaker at the first Showing Up Perspectives on Cancer in-person event. And Amanda is going to be the next keynote speaker.
Oh, yes.
So...
Amazing. Thank you, Tim, for giving me the honor. And Amanda, I'm so excited for you. It is an incredible group, as you know. And to be with them in person, sharing and speaking, it just was, I spent the day having chills. And of course I broke out in tears right before I was supposed to do my speech, my keynote. And I would walk up there and I'm snotty and drippy, and I have to ask someone in the front row, hey, do you have a tissue? So I don't have to sniffle through this whole thing, but it was perfect and amazing and beautiful. And Tim, I am forever grateful that you gave me that honor and privilege. Thank you.
I'm grateful you said yes. And Mr. Brian Schulman, hello.
Hello, you amazing humans.
Hello, you amazing humans. So Brian Schulman, what is your connection to cancer?
There's a lot of cancer in my family. My mother had breast cancer. It literally, the lines on both sides of my family are pretty long and deep. And I've lost some very dear people in my life due to cancer. So it hits home, both family and friends, and it's something that continues to happen. So yeah, it hits close to the heart for me.
Thank you for sharing that. And you are a dear friend of mine, and you are always so supportive of me and many others I know. So thank you for that. I know we've all had a year. So even in moments when, moments of adversity for both of us, And I know sometimes we've been more on the DL and sometimes more on the upper level. But I just want to say thank you so much for all your support. And you, and I don't say this enough, you are really the reason why I came out of my shell on live streaming. It was on your show, Shout Out Saturday and What's Good Wednesday, when I was a producer for you. And I was behind the scenes. And one day Brian was like, "You're coming on the screen."
And you're like, what? No.
I was like, So, yeah, I mean, if you didn't have that impact on me, I am pretty certain I would not be here right now with all of you. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
You are so welcome, my dear friend, and I'm so proud of you. And I can speak on behalf of both Nancy, Deborah, and I. Like, we're just so incredibly proud of you for, taking the leap to want to start this show, leaving us to do what was in your heart. And, just you've brought so many incredible humans together to share their stories that just cut so deep, and so much heart, so much inspiration, so much impact, and I know that it is hard to share these parts of you with the world, but I also know how much you are inspired to do so, to be able to help people like Crystal and so many others, and to everybody say hi to Nancy, Deborah's dad, who's calling right now to say goodnight.
Hi, Dad.
And to then want to take it from on screen to off screen and in person and start an event, and to want to launch a book and a nonprofit organization. I mean, Tim, I've said it before, you're such an inspiration, my friend. You are such an inspiration to want to do this, to share your story, which Nancy, Deborah inspired you to do, to hug a tree, to, bring screaming goats into people's lives, and
what has happened to me?
What a hilarious story this was. We were onboarding my son at Princeton, and we were at a Barnes and Noble. Shout out to Barnes and Noble. And Tim walks out with a goat that screams, and I'm like, "Where did you find that? I need to have one of those." And we went back in, and Nancy, Deborah, and I got screaming goats, and she joined us remotely the entire time, and it was an incredible experience. And
yes, you had me literally. You guys went to dinner. They both sat on one side of the table, and they set me up on a tripod on the phone on the other side. So I had the perspective as if I was sitting across them having dinner with them.
And I just want to say, what an incredible human to literally drive through storms to come and spend time with me, during, let's just call it a very impactful trip. And that was a gift, just like you are, Tim. You're a gift. You're a gift to all of us. And so I just want you to know how much you are appreciated, how much of an inspiration you are, how proud of you we are, and just keep being you and doing you and taking leaps. And I know how challenging these things have been and how terrifying they have been for you, and yet you do them, and it's just, I'm in awe of you. I am.
Thank you, friend. I really have no idea what to say in response to that.
You don't have to, because Nancy, Deborah wants to say something. I can tell.
Go ahead.
Oh, you're on mute.
Just take it in. When I met you, we were a totally different person on the outside. I don't think anything about you on the inside has changed. You're just sharing it with people. And that's the incredible part. It's like, this is not some great metamorphosis. Say that 10 times fast, Tim. But more of a shedding everything that's not you. And it's been a privilege to be on this journey with you. And I know for you and lots of other people, and even when I shared my story, not everyone is 100% supportive necessarily. Not everyone's 100% supportive and comfortable with the content, the topic, with people knowing, and to persist and follow your passion and what gives you joy and life and nourishes your soul despite people around you maybe having their doubts, is incredible for all of you. I haven't been a part of all of your journeys in the same way, but it's true for everyone who decides to share their story. And I will say that more often than not, you get all this amazing positive feedback and support. But when you change in a static system, often the system wants to keep you where you are because it makes them comfortable. And so tolerating your own discomfort of fully stepping into who you are is not easy. And each and every one of you refused to take a step backwards at any point in the journey. And that's not a small thing. And I want to thank you all because you're inspiring. And for you, Tim, you've changed my life. For those of you who don't know, Tim and I speak every day, usually first thing in the morning, and it sets the tone for my whole day. Like, it's just a beautiful thing to know you're always thought of. It's a beautiful thing to know that you're always connected. It's a beautiful thing to be able to be yourself with someone and trust completely that at the end of the day, they're going to love you, if not the same, more as they get to know more and more of those true pieces of you. And Tim, you have been that friend. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nancy Barrows. Still at a loss for words, but yeah. Thank you. And I have an idea. How we should end this thing. First, we should remind everybody to go to perspectivesoncancer.com, buy the book, because all these people are amazing and you need to read their stories because they're going to impact your lives, whether you have a connection to cancer or you're just a human being who is going through life, who goes through periods of adversity and roller coasters of ups and downs and twists and turns and all the things. Yes. So first, go to perspectivesoncancer.com and check that out. And y'all are making me cry tonight in a good way. Cyan just put Tim changes lives. Thank you. And I have an idea how we should go out. Do you guys want to know my idea?
We're all going to do this.
Are you going to give another book to an author?
Oh, wait, that's right. We have to do one more giveaway. Thank you for the reminder. We're going to do that. Okay, here we go. Everybody, drum roll. Tracy Mazzio.
Yay! That's my
Congratulations, Tracy.
Yay. Congratulations. Yes. Congratulations. That's what I was trying to say.
It's been a long conversation, huh? It
has been a long conversation, but a wonderful conversation. So to go out, I hope you guys all love to dance because we're going to dance to, this is the Tim dance. It goes like this. It just goes back and forth with two fingers. You don't have to do the Tim dance. You could do the Amanda dance, the Nancy dance, the Brian dance, the Cyan dance, Shannon dance.
Born on Shout Out Saturday with Tim's fingers. That's right.
Just like that.
Hey, Tim, you have said the book title 17 times during the set.
You really counted?
17.
Oh my God.
Taken.
Yes.
Thank you for counting. Thank you for counting. Okay. Are you guys ready to dance? Are you ready?
We don't math well here, but yeah.
Are you ready? Here we go. Thank you, everybody, for showing up to the book launch party. And yeah, Cancer is